Greetings and salutations. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times this Sunday, July 4, 2021. For today's editorial, Pacquiao places drama prize money over probe. Corruption is a serious topic and a lingering problem. It should not be weaponized as soundbites and litigated in the court of public opinion. Regrettably, that is what the public is seeing from the heated exchange between President Rodrigo Duterte and Senator Emmanuel "Manny" Pacquiao. The senator struck a nerve when he said the incumbent government was more corrupt than the previous administration of the late President Benigno Noynoy Aquino III. Mr. Pacquiao did not give specifics, but said he would start his expose by investigating the Department of Health and its spending during the COVID-19 pandemic. President Duterte fired back, threatening to campaign against the senator in the 2022 elections if he does not name names. Mr. Pacquiao will complete his first term as a senator next year. He is eligible to seek a second term, but he reportedly wants the presidency instead. Meanwhile, a president can serve only one term, and for Mr. Duterte, that ends next year. Recently, he said he would make a good vice president, and his tiff with Mr. Pacquiao suggests that Mr. Duterte might not be supporting him for the top spot on the campaign slate, even though the senator is one of his preferred successors. Of course, the senator's allegations could derail Mr. Duterte's plans and diminish his influence over who might succeed him. For now, our political leaders should set aside their election hopes and bruised egos to address this serious issue. As Senate President Vicente Tito Soto III pointed out, graft and corruption still exist. The cost of corruption is about 2% of the world's total economy or gross domestic product or GDP, and according to Transparency International, the Philippines ranks 115 out of 180 countries in the Corruption Perception Index in 2020. With New Zealand perceived as the least corrupt at number 1, the Philippines is in the lower half of the ranking and has been stuck there since 2012. We disagree with the statement that party loyalty or decorum should come before exposing and combating corruption in government. That was suggested by the Secretary General of Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Lakas ng Bayan or PDP Laban, the party of both President Duterte and Senator Pacquiao. As the great Filipino statesman and former President Manuel L. Quezon said, "My loyalty to my party ends where my loyalty to my country begins." Besides, there is no such thing as party politics or party loyalty in the Philippines anymore. Evidently, in this case, it is every political aspirant for himself. About the political cliffhanger, Senator Pacquiao should rip off the band-aid, as they say, and expose the alleged corrupt public officials and their criminal acts in order that prosecution can begin. While he claims to be helping the president uncover corruption in his government, Mr. Pacquiao sees no urgency in providing the evidence that prosecutors will require. He is undoubtedly aware that his allegations may have implication in the 2022 elections. In delaying his expose, he seems to be playing a political game in which he hopes to win the top prize. Senators are duty-bound to report crimes. Unfortunately, Mr. Pacquiao placed his commitments to boxing ahead of his responsibilities as a public official. Mr. Pacquiao, a future Boxing Hall of Famer, left the country and is expected to arrive in the United States today. There, he will finish training for his blockbuster match against Errol Spence Jr. in August. The boxing event guarantees Mr. Pacquiao a purse of $5 million. That is pocket change compared to what he earned in his prime, but that might be enough to replenish his campaign's war chest. He makes a big deal about attending to his job at the Senate, which is why he trains in between that chamber's sessions. But he places his multi-million boxing match ahead of the need to report alleged crimes. The only reason for delaying the investigation is political theater. Whether the senator wins or loses in Las Vegas, Filipinos will be looking forward to round 2 of his political bout against Mr. Duterte. Once again, drama trumps addressing a grave national problem. And that's the editorial for Sunday, July 4, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to our digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And listen to The Voice of the Times.